Hi, my name is Ramir Fakur, and this is my individual level for MKX01, the Android archipelago created for Commander Kuma Nano Banana Starlight, in collaboration with Jason. This level is designed as a 2.5D platform route that moves from a more natural landing area into a larger mechanical civilization inspired by M2 Planet from Dragon Ball GT. The player begins in Dock Alpha, moves through a transition area called Hybrid, then climbs through Spiral Tower Beta, crosses Orbit Track Gamma, and finishes in Megasync Core. Is the main gameplay idea is environmental restoration. The player carries a nano banana to activate alpha nodes, which changes the states of the environment and opens the route forward. The level uses very simple colors, so gray stays for traversal routes. Blue is used as like barricades in some areas to enhance and heighten the feeling of like progression, but very moderately. And orange remains for interactable objects. The player begins then in Dog Alpha, which is here, and he will proceed to go to the brightest object in the level, which is the nano banana, which is highlighted as yellow, and chip it will guide the player to the alpha node. Also, the chip links will gather around the alpha node to highlight the importance of this element. The central mechanic of this level is environmental restoration. The player carries a nano banana to an inactive alpha node. When the node is activated, the environment responds, and that response tells the player that the node had done the correct thing. I wanted this to be the main level language because it's readable, repeatable, and easy build to progression around. Instead of giving the player too many different mechanics at once, the level focuses on one clear rule and that develops and then develops it through a space that supports the target audience much better and also fits the tone of Commander Kuma, where repair and restoration are more important than punishment and aggression. Once the player has collected the nano banana previously shown, the player proceeds to go enter into Spiral Tower Beta, following the jetpack vertical route. From the start, the level design tries to guide the player using layout, framing, and visible goals. Even in the first area, the route is not meant to feel like disconnected platforms. I wanted the player to feel what they're moving toward a visible destination. That's why later spaces are positioned so that the progression feels like a journey through one connected world rather than a series of unrelated challenges room. Spiral Tower Beta demonstrates more of implementation work that I completed on Unreal. The route includes checkpoints, respawn logic, jump pads, moving platforms, and rotating platforms. Respawn has been tested as demonstrated just. Orbit Gamma reiterates in the idea of the nano banana inside of the alpha node. The challenge becomes more spatial, but also the route still tries to keep the next goal legible. I tried to use camera zones to help control how a space are framed so the route remains clearer and easier to understand. The main design principles I applied were readability, clear progression, and section identity. I use a teach and then build structure where the player learns the route clearly, as it was showed in alpha. The and then the gameplay becomes more vertical and more structured, like beta and gamma, which changes the rhythm of the level and reinforces the intended experience of gradual progression rather than sudden difficulty spikes, aligning with the target audience. Also, in certain sections, I try to give the player that sensation of multiple choice, that it reflects very well the reasoning that Thomas used during the first year in his classes. This was achieved in the level as previously was showcased that the player had the option to be launched in a cannon, or it was also having the possibility of progress through these platforms. Also, in here, in this section, the player is presented with multiple choice in form of three ways. He can climb this staircase and jump towards the final section, gamma. He can proceed and go through that spinning cylinders and also reach to orbit track gamma, or he can progress through a different section, which is the cannon launcher, which if it was adjusted, it will arrive directly to this destination. Sorry, a secondary cannon launcher. I recreated also some sort of like pinball, um, kind of like gameplay, which is demonstrated in here to give fun to the player and having in mind the target audience. Very similar than gameplay of Pandemonium. I wanted to avoid extensive punishment and avoid depending on complicated explanation, so that's why the level uses low punishment structure with clearer onboarding in Doc Alpha and recovery support later through checkpoints and respawn logic. Respawn is used as a safety net for children, is used as the base and the foundation for making the children to have fun during the gameplay, and multiple respawn points has been implemented strategically to ensure that the gameplay is not frustrating and challenging and appropriate for the target audience. Also, other consideration for the children is been using colors very strategically, like for example the use of grays and using highlights to bring the attention of the children to certain sections.